They're right on the mark. And we have someone that's brought in that I'm maybe listening to for the first time, and it's awesome. You know, like, I mean, that's the only way you're going to know. I mean, you can consistently play the same people over and over and over again, and that's fabulous, but, you know, let somebody new have a crack at it, too. You never know what they're made about. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I feel that I've been me personally, I kind of noticed that I've been favoring, and I will admit it, my international bands, because it's so cool to hear music from other parts of the country who sounds awesome, and you just, like, you kind of open your mind to different varieties. I mean, you think of culture, you think of Spain being, you know, Spain, you know, bullfighting, all this stuff, but no, there's actually a jazz and rock and roll coming out of Spain. You think of Australia, well, kangaroo hopping, you know, what's his name? You know, Crocodile Dundee, you know, you don't think, you know, musicians, like I've been playing with, like Winter's End and King George, that they actually sound, awesome.
you know, and that's the thing, like, with our Artist of the Month competitions, like, that's how I met I Am Warface. Matt Warface is just, you gotta hear them. Brilliant. Going even a little step further, Twitter I find is also a useful tool. I actually met, and this is one of my faves, I have to say it, and I think anybody who knows me knows this, is Palais Royale. If you haven't heard them yet, then I don't know where you've been, but they are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Would love to see you do a show with them as well. Fabulous. They're on tour right now, and can't say enough good about them. There's quite a few others that I really quite appreciate. I can't even think of them off the top of my head because I'm just going a mile a minute. But just wanted to go back to the magazine to mention that we're going to be doing a David Bowie tribute. And with that being said, I just had an interview with Neil Mayan. The lead singer, his name is Joe. Wow, that was absolutely an incredible interview. It was about 2.5 hours, just about, and that's another band I'd like you to think about because their music is absolutely insane. They actually recorded in the Magic Shot studio where David Bowie recorded his Black Star, and they worked with his musicians and producer, and it's just, you know, I'm touching the surface, and that's the thing, right? You talk to one artist and they say, oh, you should talk to, and the next thing you know, I'm talking to that person, and it grows and it grows and it grows from there. And just knowing that, like, I was fascinated. I had to know more, but I found them through Twitter, just by taking a chance, listening to their music, and I thought, man, this is fabulous stuff. And they actually were in our Artist of the Month competition, along with a band called the Moon Kids, another band I love, unbelievably talented. The Moon Kids are from Scotland, and some of the bands I'm naming didn't even win the Artist of the Month competition, but they're getting radio play in Japan, in Los Angeles. I mean, it just goes to show you don't have to win something to be something.
No,
you just have to try. Yeah. You just got to try, and they do it, and they just effortlessly, you know, it's amazing. They're all brilliant.
Awesome. Now, when you said David Bowie tribute band, you wouldn't believe this, but actually you would because you know about it. In about a few months, I'm going to launch in June. It's in 3 months from now, because I want to get it reeled up. I am going to be doing a brand new show. It's going to be on Tuesdays. I haven't really figured out it's going to be 2 hours or 4 hours. I'm still filling it out because it's going to be called, let's talk about the music, Spotlight. What's going to be spotlighting is going to be only for tribute bands and cover bands to show off their work, show off why they're doing what they're doing, and all those interests, all the energy channeling into what their legends that they're actually becoming. Like, for example, David Bowie. You know, I wanted like to have him come on the show on my debut and talk about him and all his feature and why he does what he does. Because if you become somebody else on stage, that's a lot of energy. You're actually putting out somebody else's music, somebody else's energy. Well, what is it like when you're in downtime and you're not being David Bowie? And that's what kind of stuff I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And there is a Jimi Hendrix tribute band too. He's here in Washington State, and he drives everywhere just reliving Jimi Hendrix music.
Wow.
And that would be fascinating to hear how the family is actually enjoying, or enjoying him doing the show.
I'd have to say that the pure love for the music. Just kind of jumping back, and I'm really interested in what you have to say about this. But just jumping a little bit back to what I had said about New Mayans is that for me, there are artists that have just that little bit of extra special. And when I spoke with Joe of New Mayans, he has that. He has that little bit of extra special. And it's, those people that really, really listen to music like, Pink Floyd, all of the old greats. And you really, they want to be like that, or they want to at least emanate some of that, bring some of that special back. And then you see that, and they go a step beyond. Hats off to that. So, when it comes to cover bands, I don't know. I have to say kudos, because really, honestly, like David Bowie, I mean, he's epic. The man is absolutely epic. And when you have to, in his passing, you have to step onto a stage. People who are, extreme fans, and are missing him. A huge part of them died back in January with him. Yeah. And you stepping onto the stage, and they see you as him, brought back to life. Well, you know what? I have to say to the gentleman I know as David Brighton, hats off to him.
Yeah, for sure.
He does the Bowie tribute quite well.
I watched this video that you sent me on it too, and I was actually intrigued. I got a friend of mine who is a cosplay, and he dresses just like Jareth, kind of shorter than Jareth, but he does it fantastically similar. And I sent him the video that you sent me of his from David, and he was just like, "Thank you for this video. This is amazing."
Oh, great!
So, yeah. So he was
very touched. David was actually in a television commercial with David Bowie. He played his alter ego in the commercials, so that was pretty cool too to see. I was like, "Wow, he did great! He did great, great." Yeah. And cool. It's just like I said, it's just those connections, networking, so important.
Absolutely, it is very important.
I think more important too, beyond even the networking process, is the fact that you make friendships and bonds out of these, and that goes a lot further than anything, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I know business is business, and there's a certain thing that, a certain level that you have to achieve within business. But for me, it's always been about friendship first.
Yeah, I do too. I agree.
Yeah.
So. Doing the show, I got a chance to meet some very talented people. Got to have a conversation with them, and became really good friends with them. And pardon me. And that's all about. If you listen to every single guest I have on here, we've been talking for a while. We've been having a conversation, get to know each other, and I think it's easier for people to come on the show and have a conversation with a friend than a completely stranger.
That is so true. So true. Like, even with Rachel being on the show and her talking about how I've known her since she was 16. She's 19 now. She'll be 20, I believe it's in April.
Wow.
And that's 4 years, a 4-year relationship. Yeah. And I would not say that it's a working relationship. It's a friendship. You know, when you have a chance to go on several photo shoots with her behind the scenes, see her perform live, listen to her on the radio, and then you're watching her, you know, doing all of these extra steps, and she's going the extra mile. I mean, she's just one example. There's so many talented artists. I mean, there's another band out of Los Angeles that I'm kind of really getting a cool interest in, and they're called the Fontaines. Wow. You gotta listen to them. The Fontaines, absolutely fabulous. That's another band that we'll be featuring in our spring edition of our magazine. And again, another band that competed in Artist of the Month, but they're being played on major radio. So,
fantastic.
What do you say? You know, like, I mean, they didn't win, but they're doing great.
Yeah,
doing
sure.
Absolutely great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have time for one more song before the end of the show. It's 11:56 p.m. here in Tacoma, Seattle, Pacific Northwest. There you go, it's even better. And we do got to try to wrap this up. It was great, so I hope I will get to hear from you again on the show, even though I'll be calling you tomorrow anyway. On April 6th, when we touch base with your Artist of the Month, and we do all this all again. It'll be fantastic.
Great. Thanks, Shell. Thank you very
welcome.
much.
All right, we got one last song. It is Jean. I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong, which is normal. But anyway, this song is called "End of the World," and she is from Texas. And this song will be the last song of the evening. So, good night. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
We tried to hold it together with the scars on our hearts and heads and hands. It's been a while since we've seen good weather. That wasn't in our plans. There's no search and rescue mission, no lifeboats on the way. If we're gonna save ourselves, we better pray, 'cause this must be the end of the world. God is nowhere to be found, and 100 heroes couldn't save us now, and the walls are tumbling down. This is the end of the world. Behind us, empty landscape up ahead. The merchants of fear are upon us, and the savages wanna be fed. And all the logic we could muster couldn't win a game of chance